When they laugh at you, remember this. They're laughing because they don't see the vision. They're laughing because your dream makes them uncomfortable. But listen to me carefully. Every person who ever made history was once the joke of the room. Every legend, every king, every great mind was laughed at. The world only laughs until you win. And after that, they start calling you inspiration. You're going to have moments in life where you'll feel like an outsider. You'll walk into rooms where no one understands your hunger. You'll talk about your goals and people will smirk like you're delusional. And if you're not strong enough, their laughter will start echoing in your mind. You'll start questioning yourself. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not capable. Maybe this dream is too big. But the truth is, it's not that your dream is too big. It's that their minds are too small to understand it. Look around yourself. Most people stop dreaming a long time ago. They traded ambition for comfort. They traded purpose for approval. And the moment they see someone still burning with hunger, it threatens them. You represent everything they gave up on. And people hate to be reminded of their own surrender. There was a time when a kid named Elon talked about landing rockets back on Earth. People laughed. They said that's impossible. Now they pay him to launch their satellites. When a man named Walt Disney pitched an idea about a cartoon mouse, they laughed him out of every office in Hollywood. They said he was wasting his life on childish fantasies. Today, his name is a global empire. And there was a young boxer, Muhammad Ali, who called himself the greatest before he ever became one. They laughed at his confidence, mocked his words, until the same mouths that mocked him were chanting his name in stadiums. So don't tell me laughter means you're wrong. It proves that you're doing something different. Let them laugh, let them talk, because one day that same laughter will turn into silence. When you're waking up before the sun, working while they sleep, they won't understand. When you turn down the party, when you isolate to build, they'll say you have changed. When you fail, they'll laugh louder. But when you rise, when you win, when you start achieving the very thing they mocked you for, they'll act like they always believed in you. And that's the irony of life. People will hate you for chasing your potential, then praise you once you prove them wrong. The moment they laugh at you, that's not a reason to stop. That's your signal to go harder. When they doubt you, it means you have stepped out of the box they feel safe in. When they mocked you, it means you're walking a road they're too afraid to travel. And when they ignore you, that's when you know you're onto something powerful. Greatness doesn't announce itself with applause. It begins in silence, it grows in doubt, and it blossoms through every insult thrown at you. The difference between you and them isn't talent, it's belief. You believe there's something inside you worth fighting for, and they don't. You're not crazy for wanting more. You're not foolish for dreaming big. You're not delusional for thinking you can change your life. You're just surrounded by people who gave up, and it's easier for them to laugh at you than to admit they quit on themselves. But here's what they don't know. Their laughter is your fuel. Every time someone says you can't, every time they smirk behind your back, every time they whisper he'll never make it, that's one reason for you to rise. You have got to use it. Convert every insult into energy, every doubt into drive, every smirk into strength, because the day will come when they'll wish they never laughed at you. Let's be real. People will laugh at what they don't understand. When you start improving your body, they'll say you're obsessed. When you stop wasting time, they'll call you boring. When you focus on your goals, they'll say you have changed. Yes, you have changed. You have evolved. And that's what scares them, because deep down they wish they had the courage to do the same. So when they laugh, don't fight back with anger. Just smile. Keep moving, because every laugh is a receipt, and one day you'll cash every single one. There's a moment when pain becomes power, when doubt turns into drive, when humiliation becomes hunger. That's the moment most people quit, but you won't, because you have seen what failure feels like. You have felt what it's like to be underestimated, and when you've realize you'd rather die chasing something great than live comfortable and forgettable. That's your power. You have got to remind yourself, legends are not made in crowds. They are made in isolation. They are built in darkness when no one's cheering, no one's clapping, no one's watching. But you keep going anyway, and when the light finally hits you, when the world finally sees what you've been building, they'll say, I always knew you'd make it. But you'll remember every laugh, every word, every face that doubted you. And you'll smile because now you're unstoppable. Let this sink in. They laughed at you because they saw the old version of you. They couldn't imagine the version you were becoming. But you stayed consistent. You kept showing up. You kept pushing even when no one believed. And that's the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers talk, doers rise. So let them laugh now, because the same mouth that laughed will one day whisper your name in respect. And when that day comes, don't laugh back. Just keep walking, because you have already won. When they laugh at you, remember you're walking a road they'll never understand. You're building something they don't have the courage to build. And you're becoming someone they could never be. So don't let their noise shake your vision. Don't let your opinion steal your fire, because you're not here to make them believe. You're here to make them watch. And one day they'll stop laughing. They'll start clapping, because by then you'll be too far ahead to hear them anyway. Remember, when they laugh at you, that's when you know you're on the right path, because no one laughs at the ordinary. They only laugh at the ones who are destined to change everything.